I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have a Bible journal process video for you. I am working on day 14 of the Bible Well for God devotional, 25 Gifts of Love. It is an absolutely beautiful devotional. I've primarily been creating faithdex cards to work through this one, but here I want to work in my Bible. I am really excited. I love this stamp set. So this is a stamp that was one of the extras that you could get, and I love it. And I want to attempt to create a shaker element out of the stamp set, and I kind of want to try a new way to do it. So I thought I would turn on the camera and show you how I plan to make a shaker element out of this while I journal in John 10. All right, I will list everything that I use down below. Otherwise, I will put you on fast forward. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to be right up front and say that my idea for this shaker element did not turn out how I had planned, but I wanted to keep the process in here just to show you all what I had thought of and maybe get suggestions on how it might work. I do know how to make a shaker element out of extra packaging. I know a couple different ways, but I was hoping that the new idea I had might work, but it didn't, and I just wanted to let you know that sometimes, hey, all of us make mistakes, and it still turned out to be a pretty element, something that I wanted to keep and use on this Bible page, so I thought I would go ahead and keep the process in the video. You can see that I'm starting out by doing a little bit of watercolor. I did stamp this on watercolor paper to be able to do this watercolor. These are fabulous stamps. There are so many that are available this month and so many from the past and by the Well for God that you could just stamp this on your page or even create an extra element like this, add a little journaling, and that would be it. You don't have to go over the top and create all of the things just for every Bible page that you do. So it's okay to do something simple like this, and I really enjoyed how this looked in just the watercolor for sure. I loved working with elements. Working on the watercolor paper was a lot of fun as well. So definitely something that I will be repeating in the new year just because it was a very relaxing process, a great opportunity to kind of meditate on God's Word. You can see I'm kind of blending it out right there. I'll take it and dry it and then bring it back over to cut out. Okay, so here is the thought process behind how I tried to do this shaker card. I want to use my laminator. I feel like using the laminator would create a really strong seal, and of course it does create a strong seal, maybe just a little bit too strong. So what I'm going to do is take the snow globe, I'm tracing it on this extra sheet of gray paper, and actually what I end up doing, I decide, you know what, I'm just going to adhere this piece down. So this is the watercolor paper on top of the cardstock, and then I'm going to cut out and leave an edge. You can see just kind of like matting the stamped image. I'm going to leave an edge around the side, and then I'm going to trace that several more times. So adding that in, I'll end up tracing it, I believe, 5 times, and I'm going to cut out these extra elements as well. And what I'm going to do is when I cut them out, I'm actually going to create a frame, like a mat. And my thought was I could then put these mats on top of each other, and it would create a bulk, like an extra frame around the edge, so that when I put it through the laminator, there would still be space in the middle where the glitter is. So you'll see how that works out in just a moment. All right, so here I am. I'm going to add adhesive around the edges of all of these snow globe shapes, and then I will just stack them on top of each other. And it is successful. It does definitely create a ridge type feeling over the top, and I thought that I would then be able to put some glitter or confetti in the middle, in that because it had that thicker edge, that it wouldn't seal completely, if that makes sense, that there would be space that shaker elements could flow in the middle. And the truth was there was a little bit of space. They did move ever so slightly, but nowhere near what I was looking for the shaker element. So it ends up just being kind of a laminated piece with glitter in it, and that's okay. Sometimes elements don't work out. It's okay to try things. It would be okay if I didn't end up using this element. I actually liked it though, and I really liked the watercolor, so I just went for it and used it. You can see I'm adding some of the glitter And while my laminator heats up, I used, sorry, that was the embossing powder just to make sure nothing was sticky. Adding in the glitter, I'll put it in a laminating sheet. I used the 5mm thickness so it would be nice and thick, and then I will put it through the laminator, cut it out, and the glitter just doesn't move as much as I was hoping. Of course, I can definitely do shaker elements in different ways. Just thought I'd try something new, and it's okay to experiment, and it's also okay if it doesn't work out. You can still use those mistakes. Again, like I always say with Bible journaling, it's about the time spent with God and in the Word, and as you're listening to worship music while you create, then it's something to me that means a lot of it means a lot, the time spent. So it's okay to me that it doesn't quite move like I want it to. I'm still going to use this element on my journaling page, and I think it adds a nice little bit of shimmer. The actual journaling page comes together really easily. I'm going to use one of the GG elements that is in the printable set that you can purchase to go along with this devotional. It is a beautiful printable set. You will love it. And I love how sweet all of these GGs are. They're so dressed up for the holiday. I think that's really sweet. I actually typed out my journaling on one of the postcards that coordinates with the colors of the kit, which is awesome. And then you can see I have the clear stickers pulled out over there that are the postage stamps. I have been so excited to use these and haven't been able to yet in my faithdex journaling just because I haven't used very many white cards or cards where these clear stamps would show up. So very excited to try this, and the elements layer pretty nicely, pretty easily, and I'm going to try to create movement with how I position these postage stamps on the page. I feel like this whole video ended up being a little bit of a comedy of errors, but I'm still going to put it together anyway because I love the finished product. And what happens is that some of my footage gets cut off at the end. So you're not going to get to see me add the Nuvo crystal drops that I added and some of the very last few touches like the title and things like that. But you'll see it in the ending pictures. All right, I'm going to layer on my elements starting with Gigi here in the background. She will be behind my postcard there, just making sure she'll be nice and secure. And then I will add some washi tape just for an extra little bit of color there at the end. I'm going to start my postage stamps over right next to Gigi, so it will be coming out from behind the postcard. Putting that down. Now, originally I was just going to adhere the postcard down and I add adhesive, but I ended up taking some of it off because I realized that I could bend the postcard, and that way I wouldn't be covering up any of the text. I would be able to bend it and read the text underneath. So just a little tip, you don't always have to adhere things completely flat on your page. Bending them, creating tip-ins, things like that allow you to continue to read that word. It doesn't always bother me when I cover up the word, but I do try to avoid it whenever possible. So here you can see I'm going to add the adhesive, and then as I'm about to put it down, I realize, oh wait, I could just, if I take this off, luckily it rubs off pretty easily, then I will be able to bend my postcard and adhere it at that point. You can see that I placed my postage stamps so they would look like they were kind of tumbling down the page. I really like that movement that they create. And then what I do is go back with my Nuvo crystal drops to add a little bit of embellishment that kind of connects the whole page from top to bottom. I also add in my title, which is The Good Shepherd, and I use the alpha stickers for that and trace them with a ink gel pen so that they really stand out nicely. This was a fun page to put together. Even though things don't always work out, it's still meaningful time in the Word. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I hope you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.